So what is database? So database is used to store our application data, like whether it is a desktop application, mobile application, or anything. It will use to store all our data. So what kind of data it will store? It will store name. If I, for example, I am giving some application, so that application have name, email ID, and mobile number, or other details like male or female, etc., etc. So these all the details. If you want to store for one person, there is no required for database. If you want to store for 2, 3, 4 more, like less than 10, so it's not required, because we can store all the data into the same variable, like same program using variables. But if you go with commercial, like so here you can see, so this application is having multiple options, like this is my name, this is my email ID, so this is my mobile number. Like, so here the same application is using for like here are the employee details. So this is name, so this is email, so this is mobile number, right? So here we can store these information into the application. So where we can store? So if you go with, this is called front end. The front end, what is we can see, that is called front end, like the UI, user interface page, that is called front end. The blocks and letters, names and everything is front end. So once we enter the name, like I'm entering Rakesh, and email ID is sr at gmail.com. This is my email ID, and here pass, like mobile number is there. So these details the user is entered. After that, the user can store this information into the database, right? So here, after this information, the user can submit this information by clicking this submit button. So this is all created by the front end page. The front end page is created by the HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. So these three using for creating HTML, like a front end page. So what we can see, user and everything is called, we can use this technology. So this is everyone know commonly. After that, like if you use this application for only for one member, so it's work fine. So because we take 4 variables, 3 variables, it will store the information same. But if you go with commercial, like where we can store our data, like this is for example, I want to store 10, 100 employees data. If you store 100 variables, it takes like main memory, and it lacks your application. You can't run your application. So for this, we need separately store all the information into the separate space, that is called database. Like, so this database, how, like once you enter this information, so the backend, we need to use one programming language. Like you can use any programming language. We are discussing about Python. So Python is using to read the information, like what kind of information entered by the user. Those information is how it can read, and how it can connect to the database. So in database, what format it will store the information? It will store the information into the, like depends on the database type you are using. So that is stored in different ways. Like here, uh, Python itself, it is having SQLite 3 database. Like it's a SQL database. SQLite 3 database inbuilt. We have a lot of databases available. Like this is a necessity for database. Without database, we can't go with any commercial application. Like if you want to store any data, like we need to like if you have like only single application data. That means single user data. So you can, without using database, you can create directly Python project, like Python file we can execute. But if you go with commercial, like 100 members or like 100 members data if you want to store, the same application we can't run because it should lag your application, so it should not run. So that's what we are storing this entire information into the database, like whatever the information we are sending, that all information is sending to the database. So mediator is backend code, like, so this is called Python code is connecting between like front end and back end, like what we are entering and everything, it is connected. So now we can see that like difference, like how to connect database, how we can communicate with the database, how we can store and how we can read, how we can update, how we can delete, all the information we can see. So this part everyone can read. So this is separate. Like if you write the Python code, so how this information is sent into the database. If you have some data in database, how we can fetch the data from the database. And if you want to update some information, name or email or anything, we can update from the Python code, as well as we can read the data from the database. So here you can create or here you can create. So both like these two are communicating how all the information will see one by one. So first of all, types of databases. So we have basically two types of databases is there, like uh, relational databases, and second one is non-relational databases. So these two are there. Like relational databases are like all are sequence data type. So it should store in the format of like tables only. Like it is having the relation between the content and data. So that means whatever the name is, the name, all the names are same, like common relation between for all employees having same name, all employees having email, all employees having mobile number. So relational databases are nothing but for example, so if you go with SQL, SQL is nothing but relational database, as well as if you go with MySQL, SQLite, SQLite 3, and MySQL, uh, PostgreSQL. So these all are different SQLs, like relational databases. That means it is having the relation between the database columns and rows. Like it will store in the format of table format only. Whenever you want to fetch particular row or column data, you can fetch particular row column data directly. So this is structurally stored our data. And second one is non-relational databases. These are not stored in the format of table. It will store in the format of bars or like graph, like or any other format it will store, etc. Like they will store the data, like the data. It doesn't have relation between tables and other like rows and columns. Like it can read the data based on the name content, like whatever the data you want, you can call that name. You can call. Like example is MongoDB, so or etc. These are also we have so many databases there. Like depends on speed and performance. So like we can use different database. Most probably most popular database is MySQL. This is why it's popular, because it's a free open source and it's structured, and it is easy to design, easy to connect to any programming language. So that's the use of MySQL is more popular. So we are also discussing MySQL database, so that once you know this MySQL database, then you can easily use any other relational database. That's easy. So only the thing is we need to know about MySQL database. That's it. So let's see what is MySQL database, how to install. After that, how to create database. We'll see all one by one steps. So I'm going to open some MySQL steps, so which is already there. Just open the MySQL installation. So first, so here you can see I'll give you some links. So it's necessary or not, like you can go to this. So first, go to the Google MySQL installer. Just go on Google, type it MySQL installer. So here you'll get some like MySQL download installer. So here you'll get latest version. You can download any version, whatever the version you want to use. You can download those version. Like just go to the here we have two versions. Like basically it's a Windows. If you want to go with other, like you can choose OS type and you can download. So I'm using Windows. Just go to the Windows 86 or 36 MSI installer. Here you can see the size, like it's a 2.3 MB. It's a not sufficient one. You can go with 470.2 second one. Download this one and hit enter. Like it's just no thanks, just click download. So after downloading this, I already downloaded MySQL. That's what I'm canceling this MySQL installer. Once the downloading is done, so then open MySQL installer. Like I will tell you the steps. Just follow the steps and install. So here there is no specific like setups. Like few setups are required. So after downloading this, you just go to the default option. So select next, and here you can go to the. It is asking any other thing. You can skip and go to the next option, and installer execute. So installation means starts execute, and configuration is just press next, and the group application select standalone SQL or command prompt. You can select like here. You can select standalone MySQL, so you can tick or like click type is click next, and application method is select legacy authentication. After that is asking to create your authentication IDs, like user ID you can take like by default it shows root, so you can use password also root, so by default, or else you can change your password. By default it generates username is root, password also is just give root. So that's what. After that, if you want to create any other extra user, so you can add extra user, but not necessary. First, you try to do a default user. After practicing this, you can create a number of users. Like the password is root and user is root. You just create like this. So after that, you can skip next and apply configuration and execute. So then it will execute, starts and done execution. It will take time, and it is installing all the configuration one by one. So if you have any untick mark or red mark, you can reinstall again. So that's it. So after finishing MySQL workbench, then go to the command prompt. Like you need to give a connection between MySQL installer to the Python. Like Python, if you want to install any other library, you can go to the command prompt and install MySQL connector.python. Like through command prompt we can install, or else through PyCharm we can able to install. Like we need to install MySQL connector. So this is connector between MySQL database to Python application. So if you want to install any Python library, we can go with pip Python install package, like packages. So install MySQL connector.py. So for this we need to go to the command prompt. So just go to the command prompt. So here you just copy and paste this command. So just copy and paste. It will take time. So it will execute and install. Now it takes time. It's downloading MySQL connector.connect. So after installing this MySQL, successful install. Now you can see MySQL installed properly. After that, you can able to do application into your system. Like this is installation steps for MySQL. Then can go to the PyCharm and we can able to write the code. So I'm opening my PyCharm. So here you can see first of all, I will explain you the Python internal connection between database to MySQL. So here we have some few commands. So this is called my Python application. This is my MySQL database. So first command is here if you want to connect anything. So there is a connector between mediator in between Python application and these two. Like just now we installed MySQL connector Python, and as well as I need to install this MySQL connector in Python application folder. So here we already created some project like import MySQL dot connector. This we need to install. Like where it is, just go to the file settings and here Python interpreter, select plus symbol and type MySQL dot connector. Just type MySQL hyphen connector. Like here there is a blue mark is there. That means it's already installed. If not, select like this and install package. So in your system, it installed in our particular folder. That means Python MySQL connector is supported to the mediator between database and your system. So after this, we can able to import this like the connector. So this is the mediator. After that, we have some few setups. That is common setups. I will explain you. So here you can see first Python application is sending connection to the database through this command mysql.connector.connect. This means it is sending command to the it is a connection request is sending to the database. Like once the connection request is received to the MySQL database, then it is sending feedback to the connector by using connection.connect cursor. Through this cursor only we can execute or like create or anything. This happen by using cursor keyword. Like it is sending some like connection. Like connect once the connection is established, like it is sending the request. After like if the login ID, password, database name, and everything is matched, then it is sending connected request feedback to the MySQL application using this cursor what like cursor object. Like using this cursor only we can send, we can create, we can execute any queries by using this connector dot cursor. Then cursor dot execute means it is sending anything. Like if you want to fetch the data, if you want to execute the data by using this cursor dot execute, or inside you can pass anything. Show, if you want to show database, you can pass show database. If you want to create table, you can create table inside this executor. So these three is common. Like if you want to create anything, so this is mysql dot connector dot connect. So it's sending the request to the connection. Once the connection is done, like it is sending the feedback to the Python application by using connection dot cursor. After that, we can do operation by using cursor dot execute this variable. Like this is object. So based on this, only we can able to send or receive the data. Let's open my PyCharm application. Let's see. So here, first I'm creating like this is module. So we just import module. Like module name is like mysql.connector. We just install. Now it's not showing any error. So after that, I'm taking any variable. I just take any variable name, my db1, my db2, any variable you can take. This is an object variable. So through this object variable only, we can pass the data. So here, after that, we need to send that connection mysql.connector.connect. So this is the connection request. So what's the request? So here, by default, host name is localhost because we are running through local system. If you are going with internet, like we can change the host name and all. Right now, all the systems are providing localhost. And username, what you created in that, that is a username. I am creating my username is root, password is root. So now it is able to connect or not, we can see by using this one. Like after that, my db.cursor is using to send the request. Here I'm creating another variable object. So based on this object only, we can able to see all the things. Now these three steps are common. If once the connection is established out, we want to check, we can go to the variable reference. If this variable, if you try to print, it just print the address. The print mydb, it's not printing anything. If mydb is having some data, connection is there, that means we just print connection successful. If connection is not established, we not have any address or anything. So that's it. So just go and execute and see the result. Just go and change my program name first. So here you can see this is generating address of this value. Like the connection is established, it shows some address. It is having something, that means data. It prints connection is established. If we change any password or anything, now if I try to execute and see the result, it's not showing any result. So here you can, it is showing error directly. So MySQL.connector access denied for root host dot local host, because it is not able to access, because using password anything, username or anything, it will generate error. So now that's what we need to give correct login ID password. These steps are common. Like this is for checking purpose, we just written like these three steps are common. Then if you want to create any database, you want to check the database from the MySQL. You can open the MySQL directly. MySQL install command prompt or like UI, you can go anything. I installed command line client. Just open command line client. So it is asking to enter my password. Username is root. Password is also here root. So now you want to show any database, you just use MySQL commands. Just learn basic commands. Show databases. So if you want to see all the like previous databases, you just open show database. So here we created like these many databases, like rename to first MySQL school test. These are all database. If you want to create any other extra database, from here we can create, or from MySQL we can create. From here we can generate tables. From here we can enter the data. Same we can enter the data from the Python application. So anywhere, like it can communicate with each other. Like just we see um, like how to create the data, how to get the data, how to update, delete all the information by using uh, Python application. So if you want to use any databases, I want to create some databases. Create is a keyword, uh, database and database name. So here there is no d name 3. So I want to create d name 5. So now just uh, create is a keyword, database is a keyword. Here, this is my database name. Just hit enter. It is a spelling mistake. Create database name 5. So that's it. Sorry. Again, it generates error. Now it's created database dname 5L. So if you want to show the databases, just open. You can see these all are databases. Here dname 5L, it is generated database. Same, we can create a number of databases. If you want to use those databases, you can use database name dname 5L. So 5L. This is my database. Like now we can able to create database. So create table or create anything, we create from here. Same, if you want to use this database, we can go to the, we already have some database. Let's go, we want to create any database. From here you can create. So these three is common, like connection request and local through connector, like my cursor. Through this variable only we can able to do anything. Now my cursor is the object, like cursor object. Through this object we can create anything. Now if I want to create some database, like what should I do? We just commented this all. So only we can, sorry. So only we can use my cursor is an object reference. Through object reference, what is the thing? If you want to do anything, execute is the basic thing. Like, so create a database, same command, and here you can use database name. I just use database name is Python, right? I just commented this all. It doesn't require. Only this keyword is used to generate. This means only we need to run one time. To run multiple times, multiple databases create at the database. So just go and execute, see the result. So change the program name and run it and see create database. So here 0 means we are not getting any error. Successfully we created the database. If you want to check the database in database line, just go to the database and here you can see through command prompt we can open and we can see same. Now again show databases. Just see. So here 55 is generated, dname 55. So this is called creating database. If you want to see the same information from the Python code, let's uncomment this one because we already created database and we just see this is my command. Like MySQL is a like object. Through this object, execute is a like function class. This using this class only we can pass anything instead of it. So here the same command show databases. This is my command using for MySQL. So here the query we are sending to the based on this query rising, like this information is showing to the database. Like we have a number of database, not only single database. That's what we are reading all the database by using for loop. Like we are printing, we are getting the data into MySQL, my cursor. All the information we can pick one by one and we print by using this. Let's see and execute. So here we'll see same information from the database. Like here, what is the database name? This one. If we want to use this database, we can use this name under this like user authentication password, and we can create a table. We can load data. We can read the data. We can edit the data. We can delete the data. So that means CRUD operations, like how to create so read data from the like for database. So update, so create, read, update, delete. So these all are CRUD operations. So create, read, update. If you know this thing, like we can do all the operations by using database. So this is how to create database. That's it. Like how to use database, let's see. So here the same three lines are common. Like here I'm using 3 lines. In that database name, dname 55 is my database name, and in that my cursor dot show tables. If any tables is there, it will pick the tables and it will print the data. Because here there is no tables in the database, we try to execute and see the result. Just change the program name, my cursor to table 2. So here it's generating error because there is no tables. That's what it is generating error. Or else here what is my root password? Password also root. So that's what it is generating error. So forget. So now if I try to execute, here there is no tables like MySQL server version. You can go and check my database name is what. So dname 55 is generated. That's fine. I want to use dname 55. We just use that name into this. Like here, we just add the database name dname 55. That means whatever the database you want to use, you just add the database name at the end. So that's it. So, if you want to see databases, you can go to the row databases. Just change the name. try to execute and see the result. And here you will see all. So database name, all you can get in the table format. If you want to create a table, how we can create a table? Let's see. See, if you want to create a table, like here we can use command, like instead of show databases, just use create a command we can use directly. So we already used database name is d name 55. So after that, you can create a table. So use the command saying create table. And what's the table name? So table name I can go with employee. We can use the table name. So after that, we can pass the data like what like row name and column name. So name is a one thing, and here what is the size. So how many characters you want to pass inside of it. So this is basic thing. Like we can use to pass like 10 characters or 20 characters. Based on that, we can pass character. So here the var char is nothing but it's a keyword, like it should pass how many letters. Based on that, we can use character size, like how many characters I want to pass. Like I want to pass name Harish Kumar, like so how many letters are there. So based on that, we can use limit. So I just use maximum limit is 20, up to 20 characters only we can pass. Second one, the second row, second column, I can use salary. I want to pass salary. I just select salary. So that is also varchar. If it's an integer, we can use different, and if it's a character, we can store. Like all we can take in character form. So let's see. 20. So now we just uncommented this one. So here, yeah, so there is error. Right? Now we can create a table under this table, column name is name and second column name is salary. And how many characters we can store? We can store up to 20 characters. This is my database. Now, if you want to pass any data, we can pass the data directly. So just try to save it. So uncomment like this one, control plus forward slash. So this is for creating a table. Let's see. Just go and execute this one, and it's executed successfully. No, nothing is there. If you want to see the table, like just go and see table name, comment this one. So say my cursor dot execute. So select start from, try to print show tables. So we are using the same database. What is the table name? If you want to see, you can try to see and comment this one. If you have multiple tables, like we have only table name is employee one. If you want to create other table, just uncommented this one, and here other table name is employee two. So now in that we have uh, person name is the name, and here they want to store uh, mobile number is the other data. Like so, just go and execute. So here we have table two. So it's created only this one. If you want to see this particular table, just once we create any time, only one time you can create. So if you want to see particular table data, select star So where I want to select employee one. So that means here we have a data. So we can see all the data inside of it. Like employee one, there is nothing is there. If it is go to the employee two, so no data is there. Like only we have a table. In that table, no data is there. If you create anything, we can see all the information of the table by using like this. Like select where I want to see, like particular table, what is the data inside of it. So that's it. Let's create some data inside of it. After that, we can able to read the data. Like we just created a table. See, I'm going to store some values. Here I'm taking database T5. So and insert into like the table name is employee 3. So name, salary, and I am changing some values. Employee 3 is a like table name. I'm using here Manish. So salary is 66 and Preeti. So salary is 75. So I just want to store these values, two values, and here we are passing like execute many rows. That's what we can go with many employee 3. Now I just want to save that all the changes. After that, I just use commit is used to save the changes. Just go and execute and see the result. So here there is no error. Now it's saved. If you want to check those information, we can comment this one and we can, sorry, so we can see all the information where I want to select. Execute is a common keyword and select is nothing. Star, like from where I want to see all the information. So it's employee 3. What is my database name? So database name is already selected. So here database name is 55. So in this database we have a table. So the table name is so and so. How many tables we want we want to see? So just use the same command. And for is nothing but iterating that multiple tables. Like how many we have multiple tables. Like we can see by using for I. So we have table one, table two, table three. So I want to see the information. I just store the information into the table C. In the table, what is the information I want to check? Select star from employee 3 is the table name, and we want to fetch all the information from this table. Like my cursor, the variable is result. We just store all the data, and whatever the data is there, we can see all the information from here. So here previously stored, so Harish 56, Harish, we run two times, that's what it stored two times. Ritesh, now we just store Manish 67. If you want to store new data, again we can save, we can fetch the data. So just try to send some new data. I'm having so name and salary, like where I want to save. I want to save name and salary. Here I want to store some new values. Karthik and salary is 6 and so here salary is 90. So we after this changes, if he doesn't use this command, what will happen? It does not save anything. Like we try to execute and see, even if you try to change, so it is changes happen like Karthik and Hamish. Like if you try to see in actual database, it's not show. Like we are using show databases. So use what database I want to database 5. So database 55. That is sorry spelling mistake. That is the database name. Rename 55. So now we can use the database name. Select star from employee 3. So that is the table. Like here you can see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows is there. So it is not added. This information, Karthik and Harish. Like here, if you commit, then only we can see this all information because it's updated in the Python application, but it's not updated in the MySQL database. Actually, it is not saved. You want to save, we just use the commit. After that only it will save this information. If you try to run commit, now it's saved. So you just uncomment this one. And if you can try to see. So here you can see all the information. So it prints Karthik and two values. If you try to see this information, here Karthik is not there. Now we can see Karthik and or like so here you can see Karthik and commit means we can save the information into the database. So that is the use of commit. Understood. So if you want to update any information like this, we can create a table, we can send multiple information, we can save. If you want to save other information also, we can save. Here I just sent to other three information at a time. So just try and send. We'll see later. So how to update the information. So here this is a code. These three are common. Like update is nothing but update is a keyword. So I am taking one variable. So here update is a keyword. So where I want to update, select the row. Set means we are set the value. So we just replace means this is a keyword. Like select update, you can take capital or small, that's not matter. Most probably all the MySQL key like queries are capital. So that's what you just use. Always MySQL queries are capital. Set means set. So where salary is setting to the 80,000. So which person I want to check. So where I want to say, like we select the particular row, particular person, then a particular value we want to update. So here we just go with previous variant and Preeti. So I want to update with 95,000. So just change the value with Preeti. P-R-I-T-H-I. And here salary is updated to 90,000. So it's present in employee 3. Update means we are updating. We are not deleting. We are updating that value with 75 to 95. So this is thing. So after this, we are passing this to variable to the commit. After that, we need to save this commit, or else will not update to the information to the server. So this is. I just want to run this code. Just change the program file, and here we can go to the update, and so successfully updated. So if you try to see this information, you can go back to this basic code and execute this table information, and we'll see update 3. Sorry. Run. Change the create table to, and here you can see Preeti changes with 90,000. Previously it's a 75,000. If you want to see the same information with the database, so here Preeti salary is 75,000. I want to update, so just updated with the salary is 90,000. Previously 75. You can update the old information like this. So that is the keyword. Update is a keyword. By using this update keyword, we can update anything. Same as if you want to delete particular row. So I have two rows here. So what row I want to delete? I want to delete Harish for one time or two times, or Ritesh or Preeti, anything we can delete. So particular row we can select. We can use the keyword delete. So just see this keyword. These three code is common, like import something. So here I'm taking delete is a keyword. From here you can see from where you want to delete, like from table 3 where. So we just use where. If you want to update, you can see the information update, like where is important, like so update. Set is keyword. If you want to update, set is a keyword. So if you want to delete, so delete is a keyword. And here you don't set this information at first. From employee 3 where, so Ritesh I want to delete. I want to delete Preeti, or else I want to delete Harish. So just see Harish. So we have multiple rows, like how many it will delete. So execute same thing and commit save, and we can see information. So just go and execute and see the result. Just go and run. delete. For it's successfully deleted, no error. And if you want to check the information, just go and run the application. So here you can see Harish is 2 times, Harish is gone. I want to delete Ritish also we can delete. So I just change the name from this table. I want to delete this complete row, Ritish. So there is spelling mistake. So Ritish. So we can use same keywords, or else it will not execute. So just go and run. It's deleted successfully. Now if I try to execute this one, run. So here Ritish is one. Like same information if you want to check with command prompt, just go and check. Like so here we have only this is Manish, Preeti, Karthik, Harish. So this is all called create operation. If you want to create any database, we can create from here. So the same information you can create from the MySQL also. From MySQL side, if you want to create any database, you can create a database, you can delete a database. So you can delete anything. The MySQL queries we are passing to this information. That's it. So if you want to delete anything, you can go to the delete. If you want to update, you can update. If you want to modify, you can modify. All the things you can do with Python 5. So that's it. So this is called how to create, update, delete all the information from the Python application. And the same application you can run with MySQL database also. So the same queries we are applying into the PyCharm Python coding. So how we can execute, how we can create a database, how we can read the data from the database, how we can create tables, or if you want to update some particular name or mobile number, anything, we can update by using those keywords. And if you want to delete particular row, we can delete. So these all are called CRUD operations. So if you know this operation, we can perform all the things with the other database also. So that's it. Thanks for thanks for that. Thank you.